everyone. My name is Natalie. I do marketing here at Climate People, and I'm joined by Davika, our lovely climate tech recruiter in Bronson, who we just placed in a role at Flock Rate. So thank you so much, both of you, for joining us. And yeah, we're just excited to learn about Bronson's journey to getting a job on climate and some of the barriers he had to overcome and all of that. So Bronson, would you mind just starting out by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Yeah, I guess I started off as a designer in college, transitioned into software engineering. I love the design process. Kind of what got me into social impact projects was a course in college where we paired with partner organizations. We went out and did need finding to kind of identify problems in the surrounding community, and then we designed and built solutions to those problems. So that kind of got me started on why I want to do work in like a social impact space. And I guess more recently, in the last 2 years, I decided to focus on climate because I feel like that's one of the more pressing problems that we're facing. Um, and yeah, that's kind of, I do work in the sense that I can't do work unless it's worthwhile, if that makes sense. Like like working on a problem that I find meaningful. So I guess climate is that for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been um, quite an extensive journey, just kind of trying to get a feel for what the right fit is for you. And I know that you had a lot of different things on the table that were all great, and they all came down to impactful jobs and roles. So, can you kind of talk to us a little bit more about this transition into climate? Because I know that you have this background from Tesla, so kind of making that move. In this direction.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, Tesla is definitely a climate driven company. Their mission is to transition the world to sustainable energy. So, I guess prior to that, I was at a company that was doing like data center optimization, like performance optimization, which is fun from like a technical point of view. But at some point, I was like, okay, this is fun from a technical point of view, but I really need purpose in my life. And I feel like just working on a problem that a lot of people are going to be facing in the next, I don't know, 5 to 10 years really motivates me. So I guess for me, it comes down to just working on a problem that's impactful and just helps people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, was there anything specific that was like a barrier, if you will, when you were trying to get this job? Was there anything that was like difficult to overcome in terms of working on climate, or was it kind of just a seamless process?
Not really. I guess coming from Barefoot Networks to Tesla was the only company that I applied to, and I got the job, so that worked out well. Like I knew I wanted to work in climate, and then after Tesla, I knew I wanted to stay in climate, though I did also have potential opportunities in cybersecurity.
Mm.
Um, so I guess for me, I just decided that was the problem I wanted to work on, and I didn't really kind of consider other options.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's definitely a pressing area that we need a lot of hands on deck working on. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Would you mind touching a little bit more on the job that you'll be taking and what exactly you'll be doing?
Sure, it's a senior front end engineer position. I'll be working on primarily their carrier platform, which essentially what Flock Freight does is they optimize freight logistics such that it reduces carbon emissions by reducing the number of shipments that people need to make and reducing risk for shippers because they only load and unload truckloads once. Um, so yeah, as far as responsibilities, I'll be working on the front end code base. Yeah, kind of just implementing their interface, working closely with the designers to kind of flesh out their carrier platform a little bit more as well.
Yeah, can you kind of expand a little bit more about these conversations that we had, you and I, what attracted you to that team at Flock Freight? Um,
Honestly, I think it was just how quickly they responded and how well it felt like their process went. Like Natalia was super awesome. She was persistent after they made the offer, but wasn't like pressuring. And I just got really good vibes from the rest of the team as well as Natalia. It seemed like the role was a really good fit for my skill set. A little bit of a early, mid to late stage startup where they'll need design work, and I like doing design work, so I can kind of exercise that skill set as well as just the team seemed awesome. Everyone that I met seemed really cool and smart.
awesome. Yeah. And kind of jumping back a little bit to this other opportunity in cybersecurity, can you kind of talk to me about what outweighed, these two opportunities at the end of the day? Because both are, important and impactful in their own way. Um, but what were some takeaways that really continue to push you in this direction of climate?
For sure. Yeah, I think as far as like the problem space goes, both were very motivating. I think with the current situation with like Russia, Ukraine, even like China, North Korea, Iran, cybersecurity to me seems really important, like to protect our critical infrastructure as well as like our financial infrastructure. So as far as the problem space goes, definitely really motivated. But as far as the company goes, it did feel a little more corporate. I wanted to try and get away from like that corporate environment where you have a little more freedom to kind of work on different things, as well as their tech stack was a little bit outdated. Flock Freight's front end tech stack is a little more modern, something I'm more familiar with, less of a learning curve, as well as more transferable skills. So that was actually one of the larger considerations, was just kind of the technology I'd be working with on the front end side of things. But as far as team goes, everyone that I met at the cybersecurity company was awesome. So it was kind of on par there. And yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I mean, this might be a awkward question for me to ask, but how was your experience working with climate people?
Yeah, it's great. It was awesome. And I think it's super cool that there's like a dedicated platform, like their sole purpose is linking people with climate opportunities. I think that's super useful and super valuable, especially someone who, like, for example, before I found climate people, I was just looking at like LinkedIn job boards and just like reams and reams of job postings where I was like, okay, yes, they show the role of what I'd be doing, but they rarely show like what the company does and what their mission is. And that to me is much more important than like the actual role, although the role is important. But to me, I think it was super awesome to find a like platform dedicated to linking people to climate solutions. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like having a recruiter is kind of just having a job search partner. You have someone like on your side to help navigate the hundreds and thousands of listings and really find something that's tailored to you. Do you have
Yeah, for sure.
any memorable call outs from your time working with climate people or anything along those lines?
I think overall, just a general positive experience, like linking me with all the different opportunities. They're all very relevant to my skill set, kind of all exactly what I was looking for in terms of mission. So I think everything seemed really relevant. I didn't think there were like job postings that were not relevant. For example, I had worked with another recruiting agency where I was like, hey, I'm really interested in working with climate tech. And they're like, oh, okay, well, here are some other jobs. And I'm like, that's really not what I'm looking for. So I think it was pleasant to be able to work with an agency that basically was exactly what I needed.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely having the niche focus is helpful when you're looking for climate tech jobs.
Yeah.
Perfect. So while we are super proud of, and our main mission is to get people working on climate, we're also super proud of our partnership with 1% for the Planet. So essentially, we donate 1% of every placement fee to an environmental nonprofit. We sent
Cool.
over a few environmental nonprofits. I can give you a quick little refresher if you need it. But did you have a chance to look
Yeah,
and
I
see
think it
what?
was like the Bonin Foundation. I'm not sure how you
The
pronounce
Funnel
it.
Foundation, maybe? Is it the
Yeah,
one that was focusing on solar energy?
yeah. So you
Yeah,
see the
yeah.
hat,
So
like I love solar. The sun is dope.
yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. Is that from Taos? Is that the Taos sun? Is
So
that
it's actually the New Mexico state symbol. I'm from New
okay?
Mexico,
Cool,
and
awesome.
it's a sun. And I like the sun, so it works
Yeah.
out.
Well, there you go. Yeah, solar energy, sun. You checked all the boxes. They're an awesome organization too. So yeah,
Sweet.
we will definitely send that over and donate to them in your name. So thank you for your donation.
Awesome. Yeah.